So fill out my reading journal with me for the month of January 2026. So this is my second year of keeping a reading journal, and after so many tries and errors last year, I think my 2026 journal is turning out pretty good. I've found some things that work for me and what doesn't, and even though I'm not very artistic, I feel very inspired this year. As you can see, this is my title page. For this year's journal, I went with the theme of crystal magic, lunar theme with like pastel purples, blues, and pink color scheme. The first spread I fill is my bookshelfie. So previously I would just find a printout, but this year I decided I'm gonna try and do more by hand, and I think it actually came out not bad. So I drew some shelves and with space like for around 50 books, plus like a little extra in case I manage to read more. I've seen this window bookshelf design idea like on several other channels, and I really liked it, so I decided to do something similar. I found these gorgeous stickers on like stained windows, and it worked out perfect for this layout. Once I fill in the titles, I go ahead and color each according to the book format. I have blue for paper books, red for ebooks, and pink for audio. It makes the spread like colorful and tracks my reading habits very easily. So my next spread is my books read log layout. This is all the books that I reading in the order as I'm reading them. I just put like the titles, the author, and like a start rating. So just have like them in the list, so it's easy to look up as well. I did draw like a lot by hand here as well, and I've been trying out a little calligraphy, which actually came out pretty good. I really did not expect it to come out so good, because I usually suck at this. Okay, so this month I read 11 books in total, like 4 full novels and like 7 short stories, which I'm gonna log it in here. Don't mind a little mess. I just ordered like a little new star rating stamp, which is a little bit too big for this column, but that's okay. And it's just a little bit hard to stamp it evenly, because like it's hard to see, so it will take some time to like get a handle of it, so that's why it's a little bit messy, but that's okay, I don't mind it. So this next spread is my reading goal tracker for the year. Usually I read around 50 books-ish per year. This year I decided to put my goal as 52 books, as there are 52 weeks in the year. So it's like 1 book per week. Seems nice and manageable, and if I read more than that, I have some little extra space here. So this next spread is doesn't have anything to fill out. This is just some books that I wanted to get to this year, like 14 books to read in 2026, and I have a DNF wall spread where I'm gonna be putting all the books that I did not finish and quit reading. I don't have any this month, so we're not filling out anything on this page. I have left quite a bit of space there for the DNFs though, because I do try to put down books that I don't enjoy more and not force myself to finish it. Next spread is my yearly stats, my year in a glance spread, which I'm going to be filling out at the end of the year with all my statistics of how many books read in each genre, in each format, how many 1 stars, how many like 4 stars, 3 stars, 5 stars, and so on, how many I DNF'd. I do have a few categories for like the top books of the year. So I have the spread for like my 10 most favorite books that I'm gonna be picking out at the end of the year, and then I have some categories like best book, worst book, and like most surprising, most disappointing, like best short story, things like that, or like best cover. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Moving on to my next spread is my Hall of Fame. Is the spread where I'm going to be recording all my 5-star reads throughout the year. I already put one. It was Nobody's Girl by Virginia Giuffre. Was my first 5-star read of the year. And another one joining it will be The Raven Scholar, a fantasy that I just finished, and it was a little bit of a tough choice between 4.5 and 5 stars, but by the end it actually came up to, like, you know what, it is a 5-star. So this one, next spread is just best book by month, so my favorite book of each month, and for January it was The Raven Scholar, which I gave 5 stars. So this one is the spread for all audiobooks that I read, and also the Read the Rainbow challenge when I read like all the covers of like each rainbow color. And for the audiobooks I have this month Stephen King's The Long Walk and Nobody's Girl by Virginia Giuffre. I did give 5 stars to her memoir and 3.5 stars to the Stephen King's novel. And for the Read the Rainbow challenge, I'm gonna put The Raven Scholar in a purple spot. For this next one spread, I have an alphabet challenge. This is where you basically just put every book that starts with every letter that you managed to read. I'm not putting like anything that starts with A or D, just like straight up titles, because otherwise it'll split too many. I have 2 books on there right now, and we will see how it goes, if I can fill it out fully until the end of the year. So this year I also decided to put a little book bingo on my spreads. I have chosen some categories that I thought could be fun, and I do have already a few that I can scratch out. On the left side here I have my bingo card, and then I have the legend where I'm gonna be putting like each title that correlates to the challenge. This month I have a few categories that I can scratch out. So I read a non-fiction memoir, Nobody's Girl by Virginia Giuffre. For the next prompt I have read the book that's less than 200 pages, which is easy this month because I read quite a few short stories. For this one I'm gonna choose Evidence of the Affair by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which was like 85 pages I think. And for the last one I have book to screen adaptation, which is also easy since I have been going through Stephen King's bibliography, and he has pretty much all of his books translated to screen one way or another. So I'm just gonna put The Long Walk by Stephen King as my book to screen on this bingo, and we're gonna move on to the next spread. So in this next one I don't have anything to fill out yet. This is just my advanced reader copy tracker, just where I keep track every book that I got approved for and which month they are coming out, so I can make sure that I read it by the time it comes out and give you my review. And here I just have all the books by Stephen King, where I can keep track of which books are connected to which and like what order should I read any particular book, since as I mentioned before I have been kind of going through his bibliography, which I really enjoy so far, so hopefully I get to read some more of his books. Here on the left side I have some of the books that are kind of connected through several universes, and then on the right I have just a list of all of his books in the order that it was published. And for the next one I have my series tracker, which I did with the little Dutch door, which I really like. It came out pretty good, and I just keep track of all my series that I'm in the middle of on this spread. And for this month I can only add one book, which is a new series that I started, Eternal Path, with The Raven Scholar being the first book in the series. And for my monthly title page for January, I have a little collage here with like crystals and witches and lunars and all that kind of stuff. And I just decided to put like all the books that I've read this month on the title page with the ratings. and a little statistics of what I've read and how many books I read. And if you're curious what the little YA wheel section here, this is just a little fun way I came up with this year to pick out a YA read every month. I haven't been interested in YA so much in recent years, but I still have like a lot of YA books on my physical bookshelf, and I've been trying to clean up my physical TBR and read more of the books that I already own instead of buying new ones. This is just the way I think it's gonna make it easier for me to go through all the YA books on my shelves. So the wheel will pick like a few choices for me and I can choose one of them. I haven't read any this month, unfortunately, but hey, there's always hope for the next one, right? The first book I finished in January was Stephen King's End of Watch, which is the third book in the Bill Hodges trilogy, with the first one being Mr. Mercedes, which I liked very much. It was 5-star for me. Unfortunately, the next two books weren't as good. It was still pretty good. I gave this one 4 stars. I just thought the last two books were kind of disconnected between themselves and the first book, even though the last one kind of goes back to the original premise. It's still a little bit, I think, mismatchy. But I liked it and I enjoyed it, and I thought the ending was pretty good. Next one is another one of Stephen King's book. This time was the audiobook, The Long Walk. I'm not a big fan of this one. Unfortunately, I don't think I am the target audience for this book, but I thought it was fine. I enjoyed it fine. It did get boring at some points, and it's just a whole bunch of teenage boys being teenage boys, I guess. But there was too much horny and stupid talk for me, especially in the situation like this. And frankly, I just lacked the world building for this one. It was very super vague. And this next one is the best book of the month, which is The Raven Scholar. It's the first book in the new fantasy series, Eternal Path by Antonia Hodgson. I gave it 5 stars. It was a little bit of touch and go there for a minute, but by the end it did make a good impression to give it the full 5 stars. I just kind of was annoyed with one of the characters for like 80% of the story, but he did manage to become more interesting by the end, and I just thought the love story is like the only underdeveloped plot line, but beside that, everything else was so fantastic that all those little minuses didn't even bother me at the end so much. So this next one is a memoir. It's a posthumous memoir of Virginia Giuffre, who was one of the key witnesses and sex trafficking survivor of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Unfortunately, she is not with us anymore since she took her own life as per her wishes. Her memoir was published after her death, and what can I say? This book is heartbreaking. It is very intimate look into the life of a person who's been abused, including sexually, since she was a little girl, and it examines how the predators take advantage of the people like that who was already abused, who's already broken and very vulnerable. I really recommend everyone to read it. It is very important kind of book. It will give you like a lot of different perspective, and I think it was just beautifully written. It was 5-star for me. It's gonna be a book I'm gonna be thinking about for a long time. For the short stories this month, I have 7 short stories. 6 of them are from the same collection called Forward, which is a sci-fi collection of short stories put together by Blake Crouch, but from different authors. And I have Evidence of the Affair by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I liked it. It was 4 stars for me. It was a good story. It was a little bit predictable, but it was still a great read. It had interesting structure. as always, Taylor Jenkins Reid loves to do that, and I love to read that. And from the Forward collection, we have 6 little short stories, which my favorites were Summer Frost by Blake Crouch and The Last Conversation by Paul Tremblay. Those were both 5 stars for me. They did what they needed to do. They were interested and engaging all throughout. I have no notes for the rest of them. They were kind of just a little bit meh. Arc and Randomized probably my least favorite, and the other 2, You Have Reached Your Destination by Amor Towels, and also Emergency Skin by N.K. Jemisin. They were just like 3 stars for me. They had good interesting premises but lack in execution. Arc by Veronica Roth and Randomized by Andy Weir were just disappointing because those were 2 of the authors that I like, and I expected more, but they were just kind of nothing stories. And this is all I have for you today. Enjoy this little flip through my journal. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for my next video with the full reviews of all these books that I've read this month. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. I will really appreciate it. Leave a comment down below if you made it to this point, which I really appreciate. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you next time.